Good morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime, wherever. And whenever you may be watching, thanks for clicking. Today's video is going to be the opposite of my last video where I talked about the most neutral, mass appealing sort of fragrances. Today's video is going to be talking about those fragrances, or the ones in my collection, that cause extreme reactions. It's either, oh my gosh, that's insane, I've never smelled anything like it before and I love it, or don't come anywhere near me. Why would you want to smell like that? These are my most polarizing fragrances. Just like in the last video, I do want to mention some fragrances that aren't in the list, main reason being because I don't own a bottle of them. Some that come to mind are Secretions Magnifique by Etat Libres Orange. I have smelled this one. I owned a sample of this one. I don't think it's crazy off-putting. I don't like it, like, at all. It's not something I'd own a bottle of, but I don't think it's like sickening like some people describe. The fragrance that I do think is sickening and that I never want to smell again, even from a place of curiosity. You know what I mean? Some fragrances you dislike, but you're like, yeah, let me smell it again. Yeah, no, that's not for me. This fragrance can burn in hell for all I care, and that is Sombre by Strangers Parfumé, I think it's called, Parfumery. I smelled it in Bloom perfume in London, and it is straight garbage. It's like they've purposely gone for a fragrance to be the worst smelling fragrance. I can't even remember the notes. I want to say maybe there's stuff like mushroom and then champagne. I don't know. I'm a fan of the brand, just to say, but that fragrance, nah, not a chance. Anyway, let's get into my top three. So getting into the number 3 spot, and that is Rhino by Zoologist. I own a full bottle of this, so I genuinely love it. I really do like it, and unfortunately this version has been discontinued now. There's like a 2020 version, which I think is slightly different, but this is just an absolute beast. Like the name and picture suggests, this is, I think, the strongest perfume in my collection. Definitely top tier for just beast mode. It is so strong. So that on its own would garner it being polarizing. You know what I mean? Some people who, again, don't like fragrances don't want to be smelling it. They don't want it to be right up in their grill. This is right up in your grill 24/7 from the moment you spray it to 3 weeks later. It lasts and lasts. I love the scent. It is strong. It's like a fougere. It's kind of like a gentleman's sort of fragrance. Like, I think there's lavender and there's pine and stuff like that. But then also you've got this rum note, giving it a sweetness and giving it a warmth. I love it, but it's very strong, very masculine. And again, I get mixed reviews on it. Some people are like, ooh, I can smell that in the distance and I appreciate it. Other people are out with their pitchforks and torches because it is very strong, and it is quite gentlemanly, quite classic, quite brutish in that sense. Number 3, Rhino. Moving swiftly on to the number 2 spot, and it goes to A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors. I do like this fragrance a lot. The reason I don't own a full bottle, I just got this travel atomizer, is because it is very, what's the opposite to versatile? Is there an opposite word to versatile? Not that I can think of. It's not very versatile. There's only certain occasions where I would wear this. A perfect example would be bonfire night. And the reason being is because it is a smoke bomb. There's smoke in Rhino by Zoologist, but nothing like A City on Fire. This is smoke heavy. It smells just like a campfire. And again, a lot of people don't want to be smelling like a campfire. You may like it, you know, as part of an ambiance, like, oh, I went to the beach and there was this nice little campfire smell, but to spray it on your person, some people, a lot of people, would be really put off by that. I don't know if it's a subconscious thing as well, but because it smells so much like a campfire and so much like smoke from burning, you know, wood or whatever it may be, there's something in the back of my head that does smell a little bit like bacon or like meat. Not in a gross way, it just adds a touch of sweetness, maybe a fraction of like salt. You know, it just smells like sweet barbecue meat with a ton of smoke, and that's why it's number 2 on this list. In first place, what takes the top spot for, in my opinion, the most polarizing scent in my collection, it is Sweet Leaf by the house, room 1015. I like all three of these perfumes. I really like them, hence why I own travel sprays or full bottles. This fragrance, as the name suggests, Sweet Leaf, is cannabis. It's focused solely around cannabis. There's some background notes, there's some backing, you know, like I think grapefruit and things like that. But ultimately, sorry, even my cat doesn't like it. I don't know if you can hear it. But it's cannabis. And again, thinking of polarizing scents, a lot of people, I would argue more people than not, really don't like the smell of cannabis. And there are fragrances, it seems in the last few years, that are using notes of cannabis and they're kind of playing a part. But this stuff is Mary Jane on steroids. This is cannabis in its truest form, in my opinion. It just, yeah, it does start off with like a menthol kind of thing, but then as that menthol goes, even in the first minute or something like that, it's just cannabis. Again, I personally like the smell, don't ask me why, but a lot of people won't, hence why it's #1, Sweet Leaf by Room 1015. That's going to be it for another video, guys. Again, like the last one, leave in the comments below if you have a top 3 yourself, or if you have any particular scent that you've tried that you find super, super polarizing. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Peace.